Hi, everyone, and welcome to The Balancing Act. I'm Olga Villaverdi.
And I'm Manuel Hidalgo.
Today, we're going to go behind the mystery of a rare pancreatic cancer. More on that in just a bit.
Absolutely. Plus, when it comes to moves, we've got some solutions for you.
And affordable skin care that really works, and I need help.
So do I. Look, The Balancing Act starts
right now.
It's a rare form of cancer that will strike about 60,000 people this year. There's no cure, and researchers don't know what causes the disease.
However, a recent breakthrough is providing answers for people with a rare and specific type of pancreatic cancer. So let's go behind the mystery. Pancreatic cancer is an insidious disease that took 20-year-old Lee by surprise. It's rare for someone her age to develop it, as men over 65 are generally more at risk.
I was a chemical engineering student in university. I was training for a half marathon, so my life was really, really busy. I started getting symptoms of kind of itchiness, and it was this kind of itchiness that was stopping me from being able to sleep. Like, my feet were so itchy, my legs were so itchy. And this went on for about a month before I also started to notice that my eyes were turning this kind of yellowish color. So I decided that I really needed to go into the walk-in clinic, and I pointed out, my eyes are yellow. I don't think this is normal. And the doctor looked at me and said, that's true. Let's get you a blood test. It was at that point that the doctor called me back and told me I should go to the emergency at my local hospital as soon as possible. I was honestly shocked about this diagnosis. I didn't even see this coming.
The Balancing Act traveled to New York City to meet with Dr. Manuel Hidalgo to better understand pancreatic cancer, current treatment options, the importance of genetic testing, and NRG1 fusion cancers.
The pancreas is an organ located in the upper abdomen, around the liver and the stomach, and it has two main functions. One, it produces enzymes, which are protein substances that help with digestion. And in addition, it has another very important role, which is the production of insulin that controls the metabolism of glucose in the body. For doctors to detect a tumor in the pancreas during physical exam is very, very difficult, and usually is not visible or palpable until it's very large and is causing symptoms.
Pancreatic cancer symptoms are often vague and similar to other medical conditions and can include abdominal pain, back pain, unexplained weight loss, loss of appetite, nausea or vomiting, jaundice, and changes in stool. By the time a diagnosis is made, 80% of patients have reached stage 4, and most will die within a year.
Before I got any imaging, the doctors believed that I maybe had gallstones, which is pretty common at my age, I've heard, or even something like hepatitis. They weren't even thinking about this at all. After the CT scan, they also did a biopsy, and I was very scared. I was kind of worried, what's happening? What could be the cause of this? I got the biopsy results. I was there with my parents, and that's when they told me that I had pancreatic cancer. When I kind of looked into pancreatic cancer even more, I was just shocked. This is a cancer that usually affects older people with certain risk factors that I didn't have. And so I was honestly just in disbelief for so long.
For patients who have small localized tumors, we typically do surgery, and that is in general followed by chemotherapy. If the tumor is larger and cannot be operated, we tend to apply chemotherapy and sometimes radiation therapy first. The intent will be to reduce the size of the tumor and then do the resection. If the tumor is too advanced metastatic, the main treatment is chemotherapy alone. So in addition to the traditional treatments, there are now other strategies to treat cancer, such as immunotherapy and molecular targeted therapy or precision medicine. Unfortunately, it's not that common in pancreas cancer yet.
I was really lucky with my diagnosis because the pancreatic cancer was really contained to only my pancreas. So I did choose to do a surgery to remove the cancer and then do chemotherapy to prevent it from returning. For the first year and a bit, I was in remission from my cancer, and so they weren't seeing any tumors. Everything was kind of looking pretty good, and that's kind of how it went for a little while. After one of my routine scans, unfortunately, the results came back poorly, and the cancer had returned. And where it was this time, it was pretty much I was out of options. My only chances here were to choose to do chemotherapy or not, but either way, I was told I didn't have very long to live.
Only between 5 to 10% of pancreatic cancer patients survive 5 years after diagnosis. Doctors are focusing more and more on genetic abnormalities that cause this deadly cancer to try and increase those odds. One of them is NRG1 fusions.
So NRG1 fusions are one of the genetic abnormalities that sometimes we find in cancer, by which cancer develops sort of abnormal growth capabilities. And they're important because they are, when present, they tend to be sort of drivers of cancer growth, and therefore if we can detect them and block them, we have means to treat them. That is a mechanism to control the cancer. We have now different ways to test the tumors genetically. One of them is next generation sequencing. This is a relatively new laboratory technique that allows us to really look very comprehensively to the spectrum of genetic alterations that are present in a tumor, and is becoming widely utilized as we sort of diagnose cancer.
NRG1 fusions are also found in other solid tumors, including lung, colon, prostate, and breast. NRG1 fusions in the pancreas tend to occur in younger patients.
Since I had had my surgery, the hospital had held on to some of that tissue, and so they were able to test that tissue for the NRG1 fusion. So I remember receiving a call from my doctor. We were both actually ecstatic to find out that I had tested and I had had the NRG1 fusion. And I was so excited. This brought in my options for treatment that are more targeted towards my cancer. My doctor told me that I was qualified to enter a clinical trial for an experimental treatment. For me, it kind of felt like I was super, super lucky in a situation where I had been unlucky to start with. And so for me, this meant that I had a few more options to try and extend my life, to improve my quality of life. And I was just so thankful for it.
Merus, a clinical stage oncology company, is committed to helping patients overcome devastating diseases and close in on cancer. They are developing zenocutuzumab, Zeno, an experimental cancer treatment currently being studied in patients who have solid tumors with NRG1 fusions. Merus is also supporting access to genetic testing for eligible pancreatic cancer patients that may help their physicians better inform them on the possible courses of treatment.
If you're facing a diagnosis of a serious disease like pancreas cancer, it's very important to sort of get information about the disease, and then to seek an appointment in a center of excellence, high-volume centers that have the expertise, the technology to do all these investigations, and also to have access to clinical trials that can be potentially effective against those alterations. There are strategies that can be applied to these tumor types. So we still have a long way to go, but I feel that we're moving in the right direction.
Life today has kind of returned to its normal busyness. I'm spending time with my family. I'm pursuing my master's degree. It was really hard for me to come to terms with kind of how unfair this whole situation kind of felt. But at the end of the day, it's kind of really helped me realize my priorities and put a new perspective on my life, where I just kind of appreciate, especially the people around me, so much more than I ever did before. You know, no one knows how much time we have left, and so we may as well just kind of focus on what we love and just pursue it.
If you're interested in participating in a clinical trial, please talk to your physician and discuss if it's an option for you.
That's right. And for more information on NRG1 fusions, visit nrg1.com, or you can always go to our website, thebalancingact.com. So did you know that moving ranks on the top of the list of life's most stressful life events? Can you believe that? something I can definitely attest to because I'm sending off my daughters to college. My husband and I will soon be empty nesters. Oh my gosh, difficult time. Time to bring in the professionals to help us handle this most stressful move in our lives. Joining me virtually are two experts, Leslie Bertoli, Vice President and General Manager for Allied Van Lines, and Kevin Murphy, Vice President and General Manager of North American Van Lines. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you, Olga. Good to see you.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Oh, no, thanks for being here. Okay, so before we get started, let me tell you both what's actually going on and how I chose you. Take a look. I searched online and found the top 2 moving companies because, of course, I have 2 girls going in 2 different directions at the same time. So I chose North American for Samantha, who's headed to University of Florida in Gainesville, Florida, and Allied for Daniela, who's headed to arch-rival Florida State University in Tallahassee, Florida. Go figure, I'm a hurricane, UM. It's all about the U. Samantha's a Gator, Danny a Seminole. Talk about a house divided. So Kevin, let's begin with Samantha's move. This isn't a little move. This is everything, you know, beds and furniture and clothes, you name it. How can your company, North American, just make this easier for me? Because let's face it, I'm not doing this by myself.
Moving is always going to be stressful. So the question is, how can we make it a little bit less stressful? Certainly, you can cobble together a self-move. You can go and buy packing material and pack the items yourself. Get some sort of a container or rent a truck. Hire people to load and unload. That's going to be a lot of work for you, and it's going to add to the stress. If you go with a full-service moving company, your costs are not going to be that much higher, if at all higher. Moreover, 95% of the people who used a full-service moving company thought it was a good investment and would do it again. 40% of the people who did a self-move said they would never do it again. And I'm one of those people who would never do it again. North American Van Lines has over 280 agents in the US and Canada. We've been in business for 88 years. Samantha's move is unique, and we understand that. And we're going to develop a solution for her. It's going to keep it stress-free for you as well, Olga. You want a moving company trusted by Fortune 500 companies in the United States who moves the US military, government agencies, and institutes of higher learning.
Now, I know you pack it all, which is very important to me. Reassure me that her belongings are going to get there safe, Kevin, because you've heard the horror stories, haven't you?
I would caution your viewers to do as much research as they possibly can. And if they come across something that sounds too good to be true, it's likely too good to be true. You know, the agent we have helping us today is a company by the name of E.E. Ward. They've been an agent of ours for 16 years, and they've been in business for 140 years. They happen to be the oldest African-American owned company that's been continuously operating in the United States. Very proud to have them in our network. They are one of those companies that Fortune 500 companies rely upon. You can count on them to do a superior packing, loading, and delivery job. Supported by the best technology in the industry. Samantha can trust that her goods will arrive in Gainesville. You'll have a stress-free experience, and she'll be able to begin the next phase of her life.
Okay, so that's one daughter down. Time for the next. So Leslie, it's your turn. I've moved many times as a news anchor. I know how pricey this can get. And with 2 on the move, I really need this to be cost effective. So now you're taking my Daniela to Tallahassee. How can you help me?
Well, we understand that cost is just one factor that people consider when moving, and perhaps that's the reason that so many people choose a do-it-yourself option, because they feel it's more cost-effective, when in fact the difference is really not that much. When you start weighing in your time, especially for career women like us, the truck rental, gas, and parking permits, but most importantly, being comfortable with your mover of choice and moving with a recognizable brand such as Allied. That gives you comfort and peace. Your daughter's goods are in good hands, and there's value there.
That sounds great, but let's talk about the moving experience, because it's got to be a good one, right?
Absolutely, and we want all of our customers to have pleasant and memorable moving experience, and we'll take care of you from our first communication, where we'll get a better understanding of the amount of goods that need to be shipped and any special handling that they need, not to mention communicating what items were prohibited from shipping, such as flammables. We'll take your items, we'll pack them, we'll load the truck, deliver the truck, get you to destination, place your goods where you want, and we will assemble anything that we may have disassembled at origin. And that's why Allied was voted America's most recommended moving company by the Women's Choice Award for 6 consecutive years. And for 2 years in a row, Newsweek honored Allied with their Best Customer Experience Award. We're very proud of that. And as one of the only only female-run band lines in this country and a mom like you, I understand how important your moving experience is and how stressful it can be having a child move away to college.
I want to thank both of you. I'm just so happy that I found two great sources, Allied and North American, for the moves. For our viewers who'd like more information on North American, where can they go, Kevin?
They can go to northamerican.com.
For our viewers who'd like more information on Allied, where can they go?
Allied.com.
Thank you. And by the way, there is no difference in their top-notch services. Both are cost-effective, both reliable, and both professional. You can't beat that. For more information, just go to our website, thebalancingact.com. Time to talk skincare. Let's face it, having something that really hydrates, doesn't break the bank, and is easy to use is what I'm looking for, and I think most women are as well. So today, Skincare 101. Joining me virtually is esthetician and lifestyle expert Elena Duque. Welcome to the show, Elena.
Hi, Olga. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
I'm thrilled you're here because I just recently had a birthday. No need to say the age. It's over 50. So I recognize the importance of using the right products. But skincare is something we should all be doing. What did you say?
Yeah, so skincare is something we should definitely start early on, and that is because we start to lose elasticity in our 20s, and it just goes down from there. So it's important to start to support and help boost your skin's natural vitality early on. And I always say this isn't about fighting age or anti-aging. It's about working with your skin and nourishing your skin.
Absolutely. I mean, nourishing the skin, fending off dryness. But let me ask you this. The past year, it hasn't been easy for anyone. There's stress, sleep has been a factor, and all these, I guess, all these components make a difference, right?
Yes, so it has been a very difficult year for all of us. And when we are stressed out, it tends to cause our skin to appear dull. And when we're stressed out, we have some sleep deprivation. And that can really wreak havoc on our skin, because when we sleep is when our skin restores, resets, and renews itself. So it's very essential to get a really good night's sleep.
And I have two products here today that I want to focus on. I have the Collagen Peptide 24 and the Retinol 24, Olay, of course. Olay being the #1 moisturizer brand. So tell me first about this one. I mean, I have so many questions. What are the ingredients? Will I notice a difference? How does it work?
So, you know, Olay, they make creating a skincare routine easy by offering a wide variety of products. And these are two of my favorites because together they make an easy transition day to night. And these are really going to help hydrate. So starting with the Collagen Peptide 24, I've become a big fan of this moisturizer. This is a powerhouse formula. And with daily use, you will see visibly firmer skin in just 2 weeks.
Wow. 2 weeks? That's amazing.
As an esthetician, people are always asking me, what should I use? And they are confused about ingredients. And so that's why I always love recommending Olay products, because their scientists really have a deep understanding of aging skin. And they've developed and designed products that actually work, no fluff. And they use superior ingredients, and they've actually been proven performance tested. And then for the retinol, this is for nighttime skincare. I am a tried and true believer in retinol as an ingredient, but specifically Olay Retinol 24 moisturizer. And I'm going to tell you that it will make your skin not only smoother and brighter, but it's going to hydrate and renew, and it's better than a $100 retinol cream.
Wow, that's amazing. And this is really something that anyone can use, right, Elena?
Anyone can use it. This is great if you have dry skin, sensitive skin, oily skin, combo skin. I mean, it really, truly is magic in a jar. It's great for all skin types. It doesn't leave you any greasy residue. It goes on smooth and it absorbs beautifully.
Magic in a jar. That's fantastic. For our viewers who'd like more information and especially where they can buy these products, which again, affordable, big time.
So they can actually head over to Walgreens.com and easily order it, or they can head into their local Walgreens, and they have some really great deals and promos going on right now. So I definitely recommend checking it out.
It's a no-brainer. It's a win-win. Elena, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
You stay safe. And if you'd like more information on these Olay products, just go to our website, thebalancingact.com. We'll be right back.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
As always, remember to head to our Facebook page, our website, and follow us on Twitter.
And as always, be safe, love that family of yours. We'll see you next time.